Romanticism is rooted in major changes in Europe during the late 18th and early 19th centuries. It emerged as a reaction to the Age of Enlightenment and Industrial Revolution. It was a historical event where the people in France rose up against the monarchy to demand freedom, equality, and justice. It was driven by a desire to challenge the social order, while gave power and privileges to king, nobles, and clergy, while the common people suffered in poverty and inequality. This revolution inspired ideas about individual rights, freedom, oppression, and the power of people to shape their society.
The Industrial Revolution in 18th and 19th century. The rapid industrial and technological changes lead to urbanization and environmental destruction. Romantics responded by idealizing nature, rural life, and simpler pre-industrial times. Now, in Napoleonic Wars in 1803 and 1815, these wars brought both hope and despair. Napoleon's rise symbolized ambition and heroism, but the devastation caused by his campaigns created a longing for a peace and a return to the emotional and spiritual.
So the next topic would be Romanticism. Romanticism was a reaction to the rise of science, industry, and logic during the Enlightenment and Industrial Revolution. As life became more mechanical and focused on reason, Romantics wanted to reconnect with emotions, spirituality, and nature. The Romantics also valued feelings, imagination, and the beauty of the natural world, offering a contrast to the structured and industrialized society of their time.
For nature and sublime is that romantic artists and writers were deeply fascinated by nature and often depicting as a source of inspiration and as a reflection of human emotion. So this concept of sublime was central experiencing nature's vastness or power could evoke awe and wonder.
So, one of the key themes is the emphasis on emotion and individualism. Romanticism focused on intense emotion, personal experience, and individual expression. It often celebrated the emotional power of nature, love, and the sublime, a sense of awe or terror in nature art. Strong use of symbolism. Romantic art and literature often use symbolic imagery to convey deeper emotional or spiritual meanings. Artists and writers sought to evoke mood and atmosphere rather than represent the world realistically.
Imagination and creativity. Romantics believed in the primacy of the imaginations over reasons. They saw the imaginations as the source of creativity and truth, allowing individuals to better the limitations of reality.
So now we're going to characteristics. So one of the characteristics is that emphasis on the exotic and mysterious. Nature was not merely a backdrop but a central figure in romantic works, often portrayed as pure, untamed, and morally spiritual. It was viewed as an antidote to the corruption of civilization.
Romantics saw nature as a pure, untamed force, a reflection of the sublime that stood in stark contrast to the artificiality and corruption of urban civilization. For them, nature represents freedom, spirituality, renewal, and emotions. Authenticity, offering an escape from the constraints of industrial society.
Another term of characteristic is that it focuses on the individual and personal romanticism, valuing an individual's perspectives. It also has a personal freedom and also the self-expression. It often explored the theme of solitude, self-discovery, and personal struggle. So that's the one thing of characteristic.
Good day everyone. So one of the famous author in Romanticism was Edgar Allan Poe. He was an American writer, poet, editor, and literary critic, best known for his dark, gothic tales and poems that explore themes of death, madness, and the macabre. He also known as the master of macabre. There are a lot of Edgar Allan Poe's contribution, but we have only six. First one is created the modern detective story, introducing the analytical detective. Second is refined gothic fiction by blending psychological depth with macabre themes. Third, explored futuristic and scientific ideas in works. Fourth is popularized the short story format, emphasizing the unity of effect and concise storytelling. Fifth is advocated for poetry that evolves beauty, emotion, and melancholia. And lastly, set high standards for literary quality and influenced American literary criticism through his essays and reviews. So these are the famous works of Edgar Allan Poe. The first one is The Raven, 1845. Next is The Telltale Heart, 1843. And last is Annabel Lee, 1849.
Emily Dickinson was an American poet renowned for her unique style, which often featured unconventional punctuation and capitalization. She lived a reclusive life in Amherst, Massachusetts, where she wrote nearly 1,800 poems, most of which are unpublished during her lifetime. Her works explore profound themes like death, mortality, love, and nature, often blending simplicity with deep introspection. Dickinson transformed poetry with her innovative style, breaking traditional norms to experiment with slant rhyme and free verse. Her introspective themes and imagery have had a lasting influence on modern poetry. She brought a unique voice to American literature, emphasizing the personal and universal experiences of the human soul. Famous works. First is Hope is the Thing with Feathers. A sample excerpt. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the key without the words and never stops at all. Her second work, Because I Could Not Stop for That, a sample excerpt. Because I could not stop for that, he kindly stopped for me. The courage held but just ourselves and immortality. Her third work, I'm Nobody, Who Are You? An example excerpt. I'm nobody, who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell, then advertise, you know.
One of the major authors during Romanticism period is Mary Shelley in 1797 to 1851. She is a romantic novelist. Shelley combined Gothic elements with romantic ideals to explore complex themes such as individualism, science, and humanity's relationship with nature. Her contributions is first, expanded Romanticism beyond poetry to include Gothic and speculative fiction. Second is explored themes of human ambition, morality, and the consequences of scientific advancement. She has two works. First is Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus in 1818, a groundbreaking work blending science fiction and Gothic literature. Second is The Last One in 1826, a post-apocalyptic novel addressing humanity's fragility.